everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola, Guy, the chickens, all of us here. Oh, Mama Mia, and all of us here at Sussex Squad. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. Hope you are doing good. Lots of stuff is happening. I posted some stuff in the community page, so I hope you guys have seen it. And yeah, quite a bit of stuff, including all of our faves. Even Baby Lily is in on the drama. Archie isn't. Wonder what Archie is up to. But anyway, what a day it has been. And starting out with our fave in London. He is back at the court today. Yesterday, he took a day off. And I was hoping that, he met up with his faves, Invictus games and stuff. Or maybe he was just resting or something. But anyway, he wasn't in court yesterday. But he was back in court today looking fabulous as usual. And some very eagle-eyed. Again, I am not into fashion at all, so I would have never spot this. I would have never known. I'm going to make this larger so you can see. The little shirt at the bottom, apparently it's a Dior shirt and it has a B on it. So I'm hoping that you guys can see the B. It's right there at the bottom on the right hand side, that little sign thing, or I don't know, logo thing. I don't know what it is, but apparently it's a B. And if we all remember Spare, and you can see at the bottom it says B shirt. And Harry, and the bottom, the second picture at the bottom, you can see that little, I don't know, I hope you can see it, a little B, little printed B or sewn in B or whatever on the shirt. And so, and it's called the B shirt. And again, if you remember in Spare, we had like the fly, the bee, and the, what was the other one? The fly, the bee, and someone. And yeah, was it the wasp, the fly, and something? Anyway, Harry was wearing a B shirt and it's a Dior. So I was like, ooh, I'm telling you, Harry has seriously upgraded. Meghan made sure that her man in the UK is fly and he's wearing designer shirts and everything. Talk about a step up from the, TK Mac or whatever it's called in the UK. TK Maxx. Yes, this is surely a step up from TK Maxx. And so Meghan's husband is looking well oiled and moisturized and completely fly in his designer outfit back in court. And so, yes. And in court, of course, they are Harry's team with Sir Elton John and Sadie Frost and Elizabeth Hurley and Baroness Lawrence and all, they're all suing the Daily Mail, or at least Associated Newspapers, which who owns the titles Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, and Mail Online. And they are suing them for, as we know, a host of things like hacking, blagging, planting devices in cars, breaking into people's homes, paying off dirty cops, and all of this stuff for private information, on basically unlawful information gathering. And so they are suing the Mail titles, and of course the Mail titles are now, they're like, oh, no, they're bringing the charges too late. They should have known back then that there are suspicions that they should have brought titles. I mean, people have sued the Mail before. They should have been suspicious and sued the Mail. There's only a statute of limitations run out, I guess, in 6 years from when the incident happened to when you can sue and the statutes of limitations run out. And the judge is like, no, the statutes of limitations run out when after it runs out 6 years after the person knew and had evidence of, were aware of the evidence against you, and from that time, then 6 years later, then the statutes of limitations has run out. And so Harry, of course, said, he only learned around 2018, like really had solid evidence about the Mail, about the hacking and all of that stuff. And so that's when he, obviously got evidence, and evidence came from these private investigators. I'm going to do another episode on that whole bit with those private investigators. It's a little bit of a doozy, man. But I'm sure you guys have heard by now that one of the private investigators, one of the lead ones, has apparently recanted a story, and the judge is like, you know he recanted to ANL and said that, oh no, that ANL never paid him, or never instructed him to go and hack Harry, or surveil Baroness Lawrence, or hack Elton John, whatever it is. So he's basically saying, no, all of that is false. And again, apparently never telling Associated Newspapers that he had already signed a statement, 20 pages, by the way, 20-page statement, witness statement, to Harry and Harry and his team, their legal team, the team of lawyers that was working with all these people. Everybody has their own lawyer, but they're working together as a team. Apparently, Gavin Burrs, who is the private investigator, never told ANL, who he apparently, said he reneged and said that, oh no, they didn't do anything wrong. Apparently never told them that he had already written a witness statement for this team of lawyers, the claimants' lawyers, and which has caused the judge to be a little bit like, you would think if he did that, he would have told you that he had already written a statement that he had, for these lawyers, that he did do it, which is, all a bit like crazy. And so, so they are going back and forth. And today, obviously, was the final day of the hearing. So the judge is now going to go away for, maybe weeks, and then decide if the whole case should go forward, if part of the case, if, he has a whole myriad of things that he has to decide how much, if any, of the information, the documents that came out of the Leveson that ANL are saying, no, that's private, you can't use that. And so although some of it came out and was leaked, I guess, or somehow it was exposed in 2017, so they're arguing that that's private information that should stay with Leveson, that these lawyers don't have a right to it. And so the judge is going to decide if they can use it, if they can't use it, if they can use some of it, if they need to get permission from a different, I guess, a court, if they can get permission to use it, or if they allow it, if the judge says, well, okay, you can't use those, but, in discovery, you can demand that of ANL, which I think would be the best thing, demand that let the case go forward. And then they can, these lawyers can demand all of those documents from ANL in discovery. And so discovery, if that case goes through, it's going to be a doozy, man. Yeah, you understand why ANL does not want this case to go through. They are going to try to delay this in all ways and shape and form. So anyway, pray that it goes through. Today was the final day, so the judge has a lot of thinking to do. And if we know these cases, it takes a long time. I mean, whether it's in the US or in the UK, I mean, Lord, these things take a long time. I'm like, can y'all just decide right away? It's crazy how long these things take. But, it does what it does. Harry did what he needed to do, was back in court today. And I'm telling you, I could totally see Harry becoming a lawyer, because he is so all up into this. And who knows, maybe he's studying law as we speak. I don't know, but I could totally see it. Of course, I have all these dreams for Harry. He can have a talk show. Now I'm thinking, oh, he could be a lawyer. He could probably go to study at Stanford or, University of California or something, get his law degree, get a degree in mental health, also be a talk show host and a podcast host while you're at it. I mean, I just think Harry could do anything. I just have all these visions for him because he has so much talent. And I'm like, dude, apart from, leading companies and everything like that, the guy's amazing. So kudos to Prince Harry, looking and leaving pretty confident. It's so funny because Peace, I know you guys remember Peace, who's been on the show before, she actually posted a video today. I think she was at the courthouse, and they were saying hi to Harry when he was leaving. I saw another one where people were saying hi to Harry and saying, "We love you, Harry. We love Meghan." I was like, "Yep, Squatties was at that courthouse." But definitely Peace posted the video and they were saying bye to Harry, and he waved. I think he waved to them, waved to other people, and then went. And the thing that the thing about the people who have been at the courthouse when Harry has been going or leaving has been how very respectful they are to him. People are saying hi, "Hey Harry, we love you." A lot of them, especially the men, were referring to him as "Sir" or "Your Royal Highness." It was just like, and it really, and a lot of the people there too are photographers or paparazzis as well. They're all referring to him as "Sir." And it's just so wild, the respect that the people have. And it really, really stood out for me. Just the separation with who the press and the people. I'm not saying everybody in the UK is respectful to him, but when they meet him face to face, when they see him there in person, even if they may be vile online, but when he is in front of them, there's a respect. He commands a respect. And it's just like, oh, wow. And, reporters are like, oh, if they come here, they're going to be booed and all of this nonsense. And I didn't expect, I know people would be like, hi, Harry, hi, Prince Harry, whatever. But it's the overriding thing I got was the "Sir." "Sir, sir," or "Your Royal Highness." And it's just like, his title is in abeyance, but okay, you know, not the title, the HRH, but people were calling him HR, his Royal Highness. And it's just like that kind of a respect was very, very, it really stood out for me. The kind of respect that people have for him. And people are now like, yo, go Harry. And King Harry has been trending on Twitter forever. Go Harry. People respect what he is doing and he's trying to do. Of course, the press hate it because he's coming after them. But on a whole, people really respect that. And I really, really appreciate that. So you go, King Harry. You marched into there with your king energy. I love it. So, but kudos to this man. Pray that he wins this case, because so many things are going to change if they were to win this case against the male. Because again, the male titles, the Associated Newspapers are the most powerful news organizations in the UK. And if they were to take down Associated Newspapers, think of how much can change, because so many reporters and news organizations just bend at the knees to Associated Newspaper and they cover for them. And so it's just really, I'm telling you, it would be such a benefit for the people of the UK to hold Associated Newspapers into account, call them to account for what they have done and are continuing to do. So anyways, moving on from there, kudos to King Harry. We are so happy. And I think one of the reasons he wasn't there as well yesterday, even though he doesn't have to, and he didn't have to, I think yesterday he was just giving Charles space. And Charles was the first time going back to the mother country. Charles Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, their German name. Charles was going home to the motherland. So it's funny how so many reporters don't really mention that the royal family are German. And so their names are not Windsor. It's Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. Coburg-Gotha. And so so it just I think Harry was just giving him space. That's their day. I'm not, because how many reporters and how many news outlets had those articles ready about Harry taking away, trying to upstage his father, them attacking Harry for being all kinds of names. And Harry just didn't give them that. So they've had to trash those, whatever stories they had prepared for that. So I think that's, could be another reason why he just, give them a day, let them go do what they need to do in Germany. And also probably dining with their relatives, the Saxe-Coburg-Gothas in Germany. So yeah, I would assume he would meet up with his relatives there. So Anyway, moving on. Princess Lilibet. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is the most random thing that I have seen in a long time. And oh goodness, my little highlight, I forgot to take a snapshot of this, and my little highlight went away. But thank you, Ewa Gomez on Twitter, for posting this, because for no reason at all, Princess Lilibet is probably home still trying to figure out how words work and probably trying to get into Archie's toys and stuff and minding her own business. And all of a sudden she shows up in, at least not she, but the royal family show up in legal documents for Disney, and she is trending. Poor little baby's like, but I was just sitting here minding my own business. And part of the thing, and so this is what again, I don't speak this language. And so I looked at it and I was like, what in the name does this mean? And I'm going to read it. It says the declaration shall be deemed effective as of the effective date and continue to be effective in perpetuity unless all or certain portions of the provisions of this declaration are expressly terminated as provided elsewhere where herein. And this is a legal document from Disney, I guess, to Ron DeSantis of Florida, who is the governor of Florida. We'll get back to that in a second. And it says, however, that if the perpetual term of this declaration is deemed to violate the rules against perpetuity or any similar law of rule, this declaration shall continue in effect until the 21 years after the death of the last survivor of the descendant of King Charles III, King of England, living as of the date of this declaration. And I was like, what? What does this mean? What on earth does this mean? What are you talking about? And how does King Charles figure into some legal document between Disney and their crazy governor, their crazy racist governor, Ron DeSantis? Again, I always talk about Florida. Florida is like, think of them as the Fox News right-wing UK media. That, think of all of them in the same, Rupert Murdoch, right-wing media people. That's Florida, and that's Florida's governor. And so they're different, very, very different. When I talk about Meghan's case and it being Florida, where anywhere else normal things would happen, Florida is different. They're very different people. Anyway, so this crazy thing, it talks about, this declaration will continue in effect until 21 years after the death of the last survivor of the descendants of King Charles III of England, living as of the date of this declaration. And then also, so when people saw that, they were like, oh no, they just assume, baby Lily is the youngest of Charles's descendants. So therefore she will live the longest. And as long as she is alive, Disney is protected from whatever nonsense the state of Florida is trying to do to them. And so, I mean, of course, nobody knows when anybody is going to die, of course. That doesn't mean because she's the youngest then she will be the last. I mean, death comes when it comes to people. But it was just the craziest thing. And we're like, poor baby Lily. She is home trying to form words and still probably drooling and still making sure her legs work and annoying Archie in some way because, she's a little sister. Of course, you're going to annoy your big brother, And somehow she is, everybody's like, baby Lily, baby Lily is going to rescue Disney. And of course, Ewa Gomez posted this with her little crown on her head. And I love, because we know that's the picture. This is the animated version of her birthday picture. And of course, now she is Princess Lily of Disney. And so Los Angeles Times decided, okay, let's explain a little bit what this nonsense is. And that's, if you don't know, that's crazy Ron DeSantis over there, who is, I can't even just Google him. I just can't even think of him as the orange person that was living in the White House, the former White House occupant. Just think of him. And although they hate each other, they're just one and the same. And I'm like, I don't even want to go into explain what Ron DeSantis is. But Los Angeles Times is giving us a little insight into what that whole mess is. It says, did you really believe that Florida's arrogant, petty, childish governor Ron DeSantis, Republican of Florida, would get the better of Walt Disney Company in their fight over Disney's supposed wokeness? If so, you don't know Disney. Yeah. Disney can be ruthless. I know. I used to work for Disney. I worked for Disney Theatricals in New York. I know. DeSantis handpicked a board of cronies to take over control of Reedy Creek Improvement District, the quasi-governmental entity that Disney and Florida established more than 55 years ago to control development and management of the land on which Walt Disney World Epcot and the community-related enterprise is located. There's not a lot to suggest that the legal team assembled by one of the most powerful entities on the planet asked GPT to throw together a slapshot agreement. That's a quote. DeSantis's board has now revealed that while they were snoozing, Disney executed an agreement with their predecessors that stripped the new board of all its powers except the authority to maintain roads and maintain basic infrastructure, according to one of the new board members. So what happened? Disney is on their own line. It's like their own little country there, where Disney controlled everything around them, the land and all of that stuff. They control it. That was the deal they made with Florida 55 years ago, whatever. And because Ron DeSantis, with his whole stop the woke nonsense, if you know anything about Florida right now, they are pulling books off the shelf. Anything that has to do with race, they're pulling off the shelf. If one white family decides, oh, I don't want to hear about Ruby Bridges, this book says Ruby Bridges, and I don't want to teach my children, they will pull that book off the shelf, which they do. They literally did that a few weeks, I think it was even a week ago. They pulled books about, Rosa Parks. I mean, any book talking about race, they're basically banning books in Florida. Again, that's Florida. So one of the things they're doing, they have this thing called Don't Say Gay. And they want to enforce that where gay people, not people, they can't admit they're gay. And so they were trying to force Disney to, go by that law, I guess. And Disney was like, no, we're not doing it. So Ron DeSantis decided to form this board to strip Disney of their power to control what happens with the company and the land, I guess, that they are, that Disney World is on. And so he formed this board to basically take the power away from Disney to make decisions about Disney World. And this is why this thing happened where, the board, if they formed a team of lawyers, and I guess they either found this thing in whatever old agreement that they had with the state of Florida, where they have the right to do whatever they want to do, and nobody can stop them until after the death of the last surviving descendant of King Charles III. Hence, Lilibet came into view. And so it is just the craziest thing. So now that they have invoked that, they have also invoked where this board cannot use the name Disney. They can't use any of the characters Disney. They can't use anything. As this says, the only thing that they have the power to do is to maintain the road and the basic infrastructure on the land that Disney sits on, and I guess the surrounding areas that Disney sits on. So they strip them of their rights. Oh, it's not rights, but strip them of their power. I mean, it's just so that's why Joe Patrice is saying, Disney could be vicious. They could be, they put together, a team of the most powerful lawyers. And so this whole thing with the King Charles thing is not something they would just, throw together for fun or whatever. But they were like, no, they are enforcing this, and there is nothing Ron DeSantis can do about it. And so at the end of the article, I'll post a link to it. It says, Disney, I'm sorry, Ron DeSantis zero, Disney everything else. It was just really, really hilarious. So therefore, and I love this explanation of it before I saw the LA Times explanation, because I was reading that like, what? I don't even know what I'm reading. I don't speak legal language, and I don't even know what I'm reading. So thank you, Amy Vanderpool, who is, as you can see, she's part of some of the, oh, you probably can't even see because it's a little bit small. Part of what she is a lawyer. And she says, this essentially makes Disney the government. This essentially makes Disney the government. Board members Ron Perry said, this board loses for practical purposes and the majority of its ability to do anything beyond maintain the road and the basic infrastructure. Among other things, a declaration of restrictive covenants spells out that the district is barred from using Disney's name without the corporation's approval or fanciful characters such as Mickey Mouse. So they can't use the name. They can't probably, I don't know, they could probably say it, but they can't use Disney's name on anything. They can't use any of the characters on anything. And, these people down there are all about Disney. So I don't know how they're going to do that. They can't use it without Disney's permission. And so I would assume if they do, there'll be a lot of lawsuits flying out at them. So they've basically been stripped of, why would you even go on a board to try to control what Disney does? And all because Disney will not subscribe to your nonsense about woke. This is a man that doesn't even know the meaning. He, he knows the meaning of the word woke, but he's using it as a pejorative, as they all do, And so it is just, yes. I am so glad that, and so the whole thing and what she was saying, and so what she tweeted, she says, Princess Lilibet of Sussex, Meghan and Harry's beautiful biracial daughter, is currently the youngest descendant of King Charles and therefore is about to save Disney America from Ron DeSantis. So yes, our little Lily, or little biracial princess, is about to save Disney from America, Disney America from Ron. I'm telling you, thank you, baby Lily. I'm not even into Disney. I'm not even into it, but baby Lily, even at 1.5, she is already rescuing America. And I'm rescuing Disney for little kids like herself who would go there one day and enjoy all the characters at Disney World. They need to give Lilibet free lifetime passes for this. Just for this, they need to give baby Lily lifetime passes for this. So now she is America's Disney princess, which in America is a lot more important than Princess of the UK anyway. So the kids will a lot more relate to baby Lily than they would anything in the UK. So there you go. Anyways, moving on. And then, this was all over Twitter because, as you remember, when when Archie was born, Disney did this, one of the creators at Disney, the animators at Disney, created this beautiful little clip of what's his name? Tigger? No, I don't remember what this is. It Tigger? I don't remember what his name is. Oh no, Winnie the Pooh, I think. Winnie going off to to Windsor Castle to deliver this beautiful book to Archie. And we can see that on the bottom with Harry and Meghan reading it to Archie in his little baby pram thingy. I don't know what you call those things. And he's sitting there watching Meghan read the book. And so I love that. I think I've watched that way too many times. But so this is, people were recalling this, and it's like, Disney, I'm telling you, Disney know what side their bread is buttered on, so but it was just so random. But yeah, so anyway, baby Lily is, as you can see, Princess Lilibet Diana is trending. It's been trending all day. So, along with Prince Harry versus A&L and Prince King Harry. And so, yeah, father and daughter trending on Twitter. So, again, well, baby Lily is all minding her business, and we're out here like, baby Lily to the rescue. Anyways, and then, moving on, and then this happened. Very exciting. Congratulations to the outstanding winners of the 48 Gracie Awards. View announcement and the full list of honorees here. And it's like, congratulations, 48 annual Gracie Awards. And one of the Gracie Awards, and oh, my highlight again, I completely forgot I needed to copy those highlights in. Our highlight top right, we can see one of the winners, our own Duchess, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, Archetypes, Spotify, Gimlet, and Archwell Audio podcast host. She was named the best podcast host for these awards. Now, I had never heard of the Gracie Awards before, and it was just like, oh, who knew? And apparently it's very, very prestigious. And so they do like television, radio, podcasting, and also students, different entertainment fields. So it's like an entertainment award. And so it was just very, very exciting. Our Meghan, and then Archwell posted it. And this is what I posted this on our community page. So you may or you may not have seen it. So Archwell posted this. Yes, Archwell, remember they had to have a website, which they normally forget they do. And so Archwell posted this. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is named top entertainment podcast host by the Gracie Awards. Today, the Gracie Awards announced that Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, was named top entertainment podcast host for her groundbreaking podcast series, Archetypes. The Gracies recognize exemplary programming created by women, for women, and about women in all facets of media and entertainment. This award honors outstanding original content that both entertains and informs in a highly engaging and authentic manner. Archetypes revealed a discerning narrative that endures as Meghan and her guests engage in candid conversations about labels and tropes that try to hold women back. Archetypes debuted at number 1 in the US, UK, Australia, Ireland, and New Zealand, and topped the charts as number 1 podcast in 47 countries. Congratulations, Meghan and Archetypes team, on this incredible achievement. Yes, Meghan and her Archetypes team. And Meghan posted a little note. She says, thank you to the Alliance of Women in Media, the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation for this prestigious honor. This is a shared success for me and the team behind Archetypes, most of whom are women, because there are also men on the team as well, and the inspiring guests who joined me each week. Meghan, and her beautiful handwriting down there. So it's like, yes. So exciting. I mean, Archetypes is the best. I just think it should win everything. It was just everything. And so this is a little bit the Alliance for Women. Again, I had never heard about this stuff. This awards, I first time hearing about it. So it says honorees in the national TV, national radio, non-commercial syndicated radio, and national digital media are recognized at the Gracie's Gala. And the Gracie's Gala honors outstanding individual achievement and programming by and for and about women at the national level. And the national winners for the 48 Gracie Award will be celebrated on May 23rd, 2023. The Gracie's Gala will be held at the Beverly Wilshire, a Four Seasons hotel in Beverly Hills, California. Tickets are now available, and the bottom you can see tickets go from $550 to $1,500. So if you're poverty stricken, this ain't for you. So trolls who troll on Twitter that are, struggling, this is not for you. They can't go there. Anyway, where is it? It says the Gracies seek to, under top left, Gracies seek to acknowledge and honor individual achievements and programming by and for women. For many honorees, a Gracie is a career and life highlight and acknowledgement from peers and industry leaders of work that influences and furthers the achievement of all women in media. Previous Gracie Award winners have included many of the most well-known names in media and entertainment. National Media Awards are included. And it goes on to list the awards. And so, yeah, so the Gracie Awards is coming up May 23rd. So if you have $550 or between $550 and $1,500, you can get a ticket to the Gracies. And I'm going to put a link in the show notes so you can go over there and check it out. So there. Very, very exciting. And so this is all over Twitter. Lots of different outlets are, celebrating Meghan and her win. And, ET. Well, this is the AWM is the outlet, the company that does the awards, which is the All Women in Media. This is who gives out the awards. So they said in the middle, "Congratulations, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex," and they've been retweeting. I saw them retweet at least one of the squaddies who had posted it. Carly Ledbetter from Huffington Post, Variety, People, Billboard, and many others are tweeting about it and congratulating Meghan, or at least spreading the word that Meghan is a winner. So very, very, very exciting. So proud of Meghan. We know she won the People's Choice Awards. She and her team won the People's Choice Awards, and now here she is winning this award as well. It must be so gratifying, to see that her work and their work made a difference. It's made such an incredible difference. And gosh, she is the best podcast host. So there, I am so excited about this. And kudos, my Meghan. And I also post this in our community page. So if you've been on Twitter the last couple of days, those tabloid nonsense, they were posting like, "Oh, Harry and Meghan only work 1 hour a week, whatever, in 2021. Such nonsense. It's kind of like, if you know and you've seen the work that Harry and Meghan does, it's stupid. And so whatever they're talking about is just stupid. And so anyway, Harry and Meghan posted their the IRS filing for Archewell. They posted, they did a whole public disclosure copy, and it's there on the side. Again, I'm going to put a link in the show notes so you can go peruse it. And so it's just, I don't remember how many pages, quite a few pages, but the ones that I picked out were the ones with all the donations that they've given to different organizations. And if you remember, when they put out their impact report, one of the things that came out was that they raised 13 million, and then they have given out 3 million in donations to different organizations. And so this is, I hope you can read this well. But again, the link will be in the show notes. I also put the link in our community page if you want to check there as well. So yeah, so according to this, it's like the different organizations that they gave money to. World Central Kitchen at the top, they gave $300,000 to develop four community relief centers and to help provide food in crisis. Harvard, they donated $250,000 to expand fellowship program at the initiative for rebooting social media. Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors, they gave $250,000 supported families to support families evacuated from Afghanistan within the U.S. They also gave $250,000 to Team Rubicon for supporting families evacuated from Afghanistan. They also gave UCLA $250,000 for fellowship and oh goodness, I keep hitting the table, for fellowship and research at the Center for Critical Internet Inquiry, and $200,000 to National Women's Law Center. A general support plus funding studies into the impact of pandemic on working women in the U.S. Also, they gave money to Human First, supporting evacuation families from Afghanistan. They gave $150,000. They gave, what is this? Oh goodness, I cannot read that. It is so... I cannot read that one. It's a mental health organization. They gave for mental health emergency to book support for refugees through Humanity Crew. So it's a okay. So it's a mental health organization. Practice. I can't read it. It's just so faded. It's a mental health emergency unit of Humanity Crew, and you remember Humanity Crew from the Me You Can't See. Color of Change was they donated $125,000 to Color of Change to support and build Black tech agenda programs. They donated $125,000 to the NAACP funding for the NAACP Archwell, and that's for the Archwell Digital Civil Rights Award, which Dr. Safia Noble received. They also gave $125,000 to URL Media to expand, and that expands and amplify media organization owned by people of color. Cortico, investing in innovative tech solutions to improve community engagement. They also gave to Hoppendale Fund, $100,000 supporting work to improve paid leave in the USA. Shelter Ministries of Dallas, which repaired that's Genesis. So you remember the women's shelter. It repaired Genesis women's shelter following the ice storm that happened. They also gave money to Cap America research to fund studies into women's employability in the tech. Oh, let me move my actually I'm going to move my banner there so I can read everything. There we go. And we'll get back to the banner later. That they again Cav America, and they do research to fund studies into women's employability. They also gave money to Girls Inc. $50,000, which support adolescents girls who code, supporting work to improve paid leave in the US. They got $50,000. $50,000 went to paid leave for the United States, supporting work to improve paid leave in the US. The 19th news, they got $50,000. We remember the first interview that Meghan, one of the first interviews she did in the US was with the 19th. Furthering opportunities for women journalists. They also Loveland Foundation with the mental health services for women of color. Women for Afghan women got $50,000 as well. They are supporting evacuation of families from Afghanistan. Georgetown University got $25,000 research into experience of girls in America. Stanford University got $25,000 funding for the Center for Compassion and Altruism Research and Evocation. I think that is what that is. Oh, research and education. Sorry, altruism, research and education. Team Unity Incorporated received community support response to the COVID-19 pandemic, and Twist of Greatness received $20,000. That is, we remember Twist of Greatness, the young lady who did this. She's a startup funding for a new charity supporting young Black girls, and we remember her on Ellen when she went and she does braids for young girls free of charge. And so she was on Ellen with Meghan, and they donated that to her there. So these are some of the organizations that they funded in 2021, and so it's so amazing that the work that they've done, and in all of that stuff and all of that funding and getting to know these organizations and doing all of that, they had a baby. They had, Harry was also, working at Better Up. They also, at that moment, they were in pre-production for Archetypes. They were in pre-production for their 6-part Netflix docuseries. Harry was also, I guess, in pre-production, or may have already started writing Spare. So all of that stuff in the middle of having a baby and in the middle of taking care of a toddler and 2 dogs and chickens and a new home. And it just, it was amazing that they were able to do all that. And of course, we know they had to take maternity leave and all of that stuff. And one of the reasons they hired Mandana Dayani was to run the company while they were able to, go on maternity leave and take time for their family. And she was able to run Archwell while they do, while they take care of themselves and take care of all of those things, including, again, Harry also still was building Travelers and also had, doing Invictus Games and Sentibal. I mean, so many things that was happening at that time. It is amazing to me that the amount of things that they did. And it's funny because when you see stuff like this and then you see stupidness coming from the British press, like Harry and Meghan only work 1 hour a week. And you're like, yeah, that was a very effective hour because look at the results of all the things that they've done. It's just crazy. Absolutely craziness. But it's really exciting to see the work. So again, the link will be in the show notes for all of this. And you can go in and go perusing the IRS filings for Archwell for the year 2021. What else is there? Female lead. They posted this today. It says the granddaughter of suffragette Emmeline Pankhurst has described the treatment of Duchess of Meghan as sad. Dr. Helen Pankhurst said people are so uncomfortable still with a woman standing up for herself, just not smiling, So yeah, I'm glad she, spoke out. I didn't get a chance to read the article, so I will post it in the show notes. I will probably read it together. I just saw this and I was like, oh, okay. But sad is, talk about an understatement, about what happened to Meghan. But yeah, at least, she recognizes it and, hopefully they speak out more and speak out more strongly and condemn instead of, just being sad, condemn that behavior. So there you go. But thank you, Emmeline Parkhurst, the suffragette, for speaking out. And also I love it when women, when they, when people quote Meghan, workingwomen.com is, we know all of these organizations always quote things that she says because it's so inspiring what she says. It says, it's not just about girls going to school and becoming smart women. It's knowing that those smart girls become influential women and that ends up changing the world for the better. Meghan Markle. So yes, absolutely true and very, 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 very inspiring. Yeah, those girls become influential women that change the world for the better and become those leaders that will change the world for the better. So absolutely, really, I love the quotes. I love her quotes, and of course, these hashtag it's self-care and women empowerment. And moving on to Shutter Island for 1 second. A little bit of a change from our dear Meghan. On Shutter Island, we know that Karma has been resting her powers over there for a bit. And so Eamon Holmes, we remember Eamon Holmes. Eamon Holmes blasted for a backlash for inciting murder after calling for Harry and Meghan to be thrown off the balcony, Buckingham Palace balcony. Last year, of course, they were all about that balcony, Harry and Meghan, whether should they not be on the balcony. And that was Eamon Holmes's his very kind suggestion. Of course, I'm, sarcastic here, that they should throw Harry and Meghan off the balcony. And since then, Karma has been paying this one a visit. And I've been very happy that Karma has been paying him a visit because he has gone from one medical problem to another. First, they got kicked off, I think this morning, I guess. I think that was the place they were working, him and his wife. Whatever show they were working at ITV, I guess. They got kicked off of that. Then he, injured his back. Then he was in a wheelchair. He injured his back. Then he was in a wheelchair. Then he was in, I think it's hospital or something. And now he was in court fighting about his taxes. And so he was working and then I guess he wasn't working full time anymore. And so I guess he was doing some freelancing. So he wanted to file I guess, I guess the tax people came after him for his filings, and he wanted to file for as a freelancer as opposed to a full-time employee. And so they went to court and all of that stuff. And he's like, it's not fair. I guess it's going to be cost him a lot of money. And so he appealed the decision because I guess they had decided like, no, you need to pay your full taxes. And so he appealed it. And now, as of yesterday, he lost that appeal. TV presenter Eamon Holmes loses appeal over tax ruling. The judge has upheld a tribunal ruling that he should be treated as an ITV employee for tax reasons, not a freelancer. And so he is, the reason that they were, he was fighting it is that he is under, he is under take for a lot of money. I guess he was withholding taxes. And so he has to pay up. So, sorry, Eamon, you should have been a nicer person. Then karma wouldn't have come and gotten you. Last time I saw Eamon, he was in a wheelchair going to a football game, pushed by his son. Now the tax man has come after him. There you go. Maybe be nice or be a better person, Eamon. And karma would have left you alone. So there you go. And Brian Cartwright from Byline Times posted this, talk about the press. The disastrous state of the public trust in the UK press. Here is the latest world values study from King's College London. 3,556 UK people were asked how much confidence they have in the press. How did their responses compare to other countries? And as you can see, there's a small version, but I made it larger so you can see. With other countries, only 13% of people in the UK have confidence in the press. I'm surprised it's 13. I am surprised it's that high. Not that the US is much higher. The US is at 30 because, there's a lot of messed up stuff here too. But the UK is at 13. And it's just like, oh my goodness. Only above Egypt, who was 8. The UK, only 13% of the people said they had confidence in the press. And again, I am surprised it's not 0, but that's just me. Anyways, I'm moving on from the wretchedness of the UK press. Oh, Invictus. Martin McCall OBE says, or Martin Colclough, goodness. I don't know if that's how he says his last name. He says, this has been another epic month for Invictus endeavors. And we conclude an epic camp in Winter Park, watching people who had not seen snow before, like Dean, conquer their fears and race like pros. It's great to see others achieve the extraordinary. We are Invictus. So again, a lot of the Invictus team were out there in Colorado. A lot of them, like Dean from Nigeria. We've mentioned Dean in past episodes. Skiing, Dean has no arms, and he is a vet from Nigeria, being on snow for the first time and literally going down a hill. Snowing. I'm sorry, skiing. Well, actually, snowboarding. He was on snowboards. And so they're having a great time, and they race like pros. And finally, it says, Invictus Foundation posted it, says, we are proud to support these 10 incredible individuals as they learn the basics of diving on this Invictus endeavor and experience their first ever deep sea dive. Colombia has been an incredible addition to the Invictus community of nations. So 10 of them are learning about diving. And so, and so Colombia's webpage, they tweeted, as you can see the translation at the bottom, 10 disabled public force veterans who will receive the recreational diving course by the Diving Planet Cartagena, sponsored by We Are Invictus, are already underground in Cartagena, I guess Cartagena, receiving training to dive. And so again, Invictus is a lot of things, not just the games. There's so many things, so many different events, whether it's walking events. I just saw one with JJ where they're doing this massive long walk, and he was walked the first leg with them and interviewed them for BBC. So Invictus, I mean, they are doing so many amazing things that so it is just, it's really, really great to see how the veterans are just learning new things, and whether it's skiing, whether it's diving, whether it's climbing mountains, or going on these long distance walks or bike ride, whatever. I mean, they're going to be coming to New York soon in a bike ride in New York, and so it's amazing the things that they are doing to help vets to be able to heal from whatever their injury, whether it's visible or visible or invisible, and to really restart their lives. So it is just really amazing to see the work that they are doing with these incredible veterans. So kudos, Invictus, as usual. And so for no reason at all, absolutely no reason at all, I'm like, I just love this picture. I don't know who that gentleman is, but he's with Prince Harry, and I was like, I don't have a reason for putting it. I just saw it and I liked it, and I was like, I just want to see Prince Harry in a uniform. So there. Enjoy with me. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, for hanging out with me. Thank you so much to our awesome moderators, Lydia, Church, Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream. I don't know, all or some will be on as whenever this airs later today. So thank you in advance for the incredible, incredible, incredible work you do to make this this platform, this group, this, channel, just amazing. I mean, we can't do it without you. And I am so grateful to all of you for all of the ways that you have helped us and helped me to make this fun and safe for all of us. So thank you. Thank you to our 2 Cents crew who support the channel on a monthly basis. I appreciate you so much. Again, you help support the channel, to be able to do what I do, to be able to pay for the stuff that I need, to be able to bring this podcast to you. So there you go. Thank you so much for your support in every way. Thank you so much to our Gold Star supporters who support either by donating in the chat, or getting super thanks, super stickers, super chat, and all of the things, and supporting either PayPal or Cash App. Thank you so much. Or merchandise. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. I could not do this without you. I very much appreciate it. And talking about merchandise, if you have not, and if you're interested in getting merchandise, we do have merchandise. So definitely the link is in the show notes. Definitely jump over there and click and get some, bag, mug, of course, is my favorite. So definitely get that as well if you're interested. So thank you guys so much again for hanging out with me. If you are new here and have not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead. It's right at the bottom of this video. Click the subscribe button, and also click the notification button so you know when we drop a video, that little bell. Just click that and it'll, whenever we drop a video, you'll know. You'll get a little ping. Also, definitely like the videos, like us please, and share this video. Help us build up our platform. It's growing. Thank you all so much. We're getting closer to 7,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I much appreciate your support. And also, if you're able, join the channel, become a 2 Cents crew member. So thank you all so much. Again, have a fantastic day, and I will see you all later. Bye.